Hi again, Mark here from Talkingbass. Last week we looked at one of the most popular bass lines or styles in rock music, the eighth note pedal. So this week I've got an incredibly popular example of that same kind of pedaling bass line, but this time making use of 16th notes. It's a great song to practice for beginner bass players looking to develop technique and stamina, and is of course the song Where the Streets Have No Name by U2, played by the highly underrated Adam Clayton. As always, the lesson material and tracks are there over at Talkingbass, so just click the link in the info below, and while you're there, be sure to check out the lesson map where you'll find hundreds more free lessons on every bass topic imaginable, all categorized and systemized for ease of navigation. Then, if that floats your boat, be sure to sign up for the free Talkingbass membership to gain access to a ton of free resources and downloads, including the Scale Reference Manual ebook and the 25 Bass Groove Challenge. So go check it out. Okay, the bass part we're looking at today is the line played in the verse of Where the Streets Have No Name. It's 126 beats per minute and it sounds like this. This could be considered an easy bass line, and from a notes perspective, yes it is. We're playing single root notes through the chord progression, but the tough part comes in playing that consistent 16th note pedal. This is all about the driving rhythm. So we'll first have a look at the notes, and then I'll expand on this a little further, showing you how to play the line with a pick like Adam Clayton, but also how you can use the line as a springboard for practicing other techniques like finger picking and even slapping. So we're in D major, and we begin with a D at the 5th fret of the A string. And we're going to be playing 16th notes, just straight 16th notes through the bar here. So we're going to be counting 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. So they're all equal through there. So we've got 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. And I'm using alternate picking just straight up and down there. And that's for 6 bars. So 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 2 E and a, 2 E, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. 6 bars of that. Then we move up to the G at the 10th fret of the A string, and we play 2 bars. Exactly the same feel. So 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 2, 2, 3, 4. Then we move up to the B at the 14th fret of the A string, another 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then down to the A, 12th fret of the A string. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. So 2 bars on that. Then we move down to the C at the 3rd fret of the A string. 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. And then we slide up to the C an octave higher at the 15th fret of the A string. And again, another 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. And then we're back to our starting point at the D. Okay, so that's the bass line. So from a technical standpoint, when playing with a pick, you can play back here near the bridge for a more defined sound, as opposed to down here. And you can hold the heel of the hand up against the bridge itself. For the pick position, try holding a loose fist, then take the thumb and just sit that on top of the first finger, then slide the pick in between the thumb and the index finger so that the point of the pick is just sticking out a little bit towards the bass, and then you can loosen the fingers a little bit more, okay? And practice picking from the wrist there. So you can see where the hand is here, and you know, I've got this little loose fist, and I'm just moving from the wrist there. So that's the action that we're using for the pick. So start out by picking a single note, like the opening D of the song at the 5th fret of the A string, and count along, tapping your foot on each beat. So 1 E, 2 E, 3 E, 4 E, 1 E, 2 E, 3 E, 4 E. Okay, so I'm tapping that foot on each beat and then just filling in those subdivisions, with the pick. And to really lock in with that pulse, try accenting on each beat. So 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a... So come down heavier on that first beat, and that way you can really lock in with that foot as you're tapping, and you'll really feel that accent as you go, okay? So just start out slowly. And just try and make them nice and consistent in terms of the rhythm, and then you can just start building up speed. So when you have that single note down, you can start playing through the whole progression. So to begin with, try playing it away from clicks or, drum tracks or anything like that, and just try playing to your own time, okay? So you're gonna have to count the bars here when you're playing it away from the original, because you're not going to be able to listen to the vocal while it's going. You could sing along in your head if you know the song well enough, but because we know it's 6 bars for the beginning, just count along with those bars. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3. Okay? Now, obviously, I'm counting aloud there, but you don't have to count aloud when you're playing it and practicing it. You can just count along in your head. So I've provided 3 tracks. So once you've got it down and you can play that consistently, you can try along with the tracks. So I've provided 3 of them. There's the original at 126 beats per minute, but I've also got 106 and 116 beats per minute. So you can work up in 10 beats per minute increments, okay? So let's have a listen to that at 106 beats per minute. So you'll be able to feel there that it's not actually as easy as you think, keeping that 16th note groove consistent, with a lot of conviction throughout that entire progression. And remember, for the actual tune, it keeps this up for the whole song. So there's a couple of little changes in there, just in the amount of time that he stays on any one chord, so you can learn all of that separate from this, but it's pretty much all based around this chord progression. So practice going round and round on that drum track, and then you can build up to 116 beats per minute. After working up through those 2 tempos, you can try at the full speed of 126 beats per minute. Okay, so just as a little extra practice here for all of you that hate playing with a pick, this song can be really good practice for pretty much any technique. So let's say that you play fingerstyle. You can try exactly the same thing. Start out slow and just build up through the tracks. So if we're going to be playing on that D again, you just play through it in exactly the same way. Now, it's going to be a little bit harder on the hands. Obviously, with a pick, it's hard in its own way, but you've got that up and down movement. With the fingers, it's a little bit tougher on the stamina. So you can try with the fingers. You can also try with the flamenco picking technique that we looked at a few weeks ago that you'll see from guys like Geddy Lee, Brian Bella, and Chuck Rainey. And if you play it like that, you're going to have the up-down motion with the finger there, and it mimics the picking style a little bit closer. With finger picking, you've got a lot more attack in each note, but with the flamenco picking, it's very much a, different tones on the down and the up stroke, so it gives it a different feel. And as well as that, if you're into slapping, you can even practice your double thumbing. So, instead of playing, you're not going to try it just all with downstrokes, but if you play double thumbing, down, up, that again is very much like the way that you would use a pick. So, same thing. So very similar to the flamenco picking, and again, very similar to playing with a pick in that you've got the downstroke and the upstroke. So you can try all of those different techniques with this bass line. So because we have this driving, incessant 16th note pedal, it's great practice for loads of aspects of your playing, even though it seems like a very easy bass line on the face of it. Obviously, the original is played with a pick, and it's probably the most easy on the hands when played this way. But remember, always strive for conviction in the line. Don't get lazy and keep up with the accents of the groove. Okay, that's it for today. Remember to like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell for future notifications on the weekly lessons. Also, check out the lesson material and tracks over at Talkingbass, and I'll see you next week.